Welcome to a new discussion. Today, we're delving into a rather unusual story that's been making the rounds. Picture this: a mother, out for a casual lunch with her family, stumbles upon none other than Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Quite the surprise, right? This unexpected encounter, as reported by the Daily Mail, has certainly stirred up some chatter. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of this tale. The headline that's been floating around goes something like, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry unexpectedly met by a mother, Duchess praised for kindness and chatting about Princess Lilibet. Quite a mouthful, and honestly, it feels a bit over the top. It's painting Meghan in a particularly generous light, which has raised a few eyebrows. The part about her discussing Princess Lilibet? Well, it's left some of us wondering about the authenticity of the story. Interestingly, this anecdote first surfaced on TikTok, a platform that's no stranger to some pretty outlandish content. It seems like every wild story these days has a TikTok origin, doesn't it? The video in question was apparently shot on a Wednesday and shows the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in the supposed casual meetup. Now, I know many have mixed feelings about TikTok. It's often criticized for promoting some not-so-great ideas. So, it's not too surprising that a story about Meghan's kindness would pop up there. But, is this just another example of TikTok's flair for the dramatic? Or is there some truth to this unexpected encounter? That's the question on everyone's mind. Let's dive into the next part of this intriguing story. Imagine this: you're out with your family, enjoying a meal, and who do you see? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, heading right towards you. That's what reportedly happened to one woman, as per the Daily Mail's coverage. But here's where it gets interesting. Harry and Meghan, known for valuing their privacy, were the ones initiating this encounter. A bit unexpected, don't you think? Especially when we consider their celebrity status. Now, here's a twist. The article mentions Meghan being 33 years old. But wait a minute, isn't she actually in her early 40s? This discrepancy has left us scratching our heads. Could it be a simple mistake? Or is there more to it? After all, in the world of journalism, fact-checking is key. The story takes another turn with the description of Meghan's outfit, a $1,490 Carolina Herrera cardigan paired with a $398 Lafayette 148 New York skirt. This isn't the first time she's been seen in this ensemble, having worn it back in 2021. The choice of attire certainly adds a touch of glamour to the tale. But here's the part that really has people talking: the woman's account of Harry and Meghan's warmth towards her family, especially the kids. Described as kind and loving in the TikTok post, this encounter seems straight out of a fairy tale. The location of this meeting, however, remains a mystery. As we delve deeper, the plot thickens. Meghan reportedly made the first move in approaching the family. This detail adds an interesting layer to the narrative, further fueling the discussion. It leaves us wondering, what's the real story here? Is this an accurate account, or a product of someone's vivid imagination? The debate continues. In this latest chapter of the story, Meghan reportedly began talking about her 2-year-old daughter, Princess Lilibet, before Prince Harry joined in. The mother who met them shared her thoughts in the video caption, describing the couple as mirrors of each other in their love and kindness and dubbing them America's sweethearts for real. Now, let's take a moment to ponder over this. The description of Harry and Meghan as reflections of love and kindness might raise some eyebrows, especially considering the mixed public perceptions of their relationship. And the term America's sweethearts, that's quite a title to bestow upon them, isn't it? It's a label that brings to mind images of beloved, almost iconic couples, which might not align with everyone's view of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The article goes on to say that the woman's father, who was also present during this encounter, was quite emotional, reportedly saying, "I'm losing my mind." This reaction seems to paint the royal couple in an incredibly favorable light, almost too good to be true. This story raises some questions about its believability. Is it a genuine account or a tale spun for a particular purpose? It's intriguing to think about the lengths to which some might go to reshape public perception. The effort to portray Meghan and Harry in such a positive light, especially at a time when their popularity is a topic of debate, certainly makes for an interesting narrative. The whole situation is fascinating, really. The more the public opinion seems to sway, the more stories like this one appear, attempting to cast Meghan and Harry in a different light. It's a tale that continues to unfold, leaving us all wondering what the next chapter will bring. In this unfolding saga, there's a growing curiosity about what's happening behind the scenes. How do stories like this come to life? Is Meghan crafting these narratives, or is it her PR team at WME spinning these tales, with Meghan just giving them the green light? It's a fascinating thought, isn't it? What are these brainstorming sessions like, and how do they decide on what to release to the public? This leads us to the role of media outlets like the Daily Mail. They're in the business of attracting readers, and stories like this are click magnets. But one can't help but wonder, did anyone at the Daily Mail pause and question the credibility of this piece? Despite any doubts, it seems the story was deemed fit for publication. This decision reflects the complex dynamics between newsworthiness and reader engagement in today's media landscape. There's also a deeper concern here about the kind of coverage Meghan and Harry would prefer. The notion that they might desire to suppress negative press in favor of overwhelmingly positive narratives raises questions about freedom of speech and media censorship. The ideal of a democratic society is built on the foundation of diverse viewpoints and open discourse, and any attempt to skew this balance is worrying. Moreover, the language used to describe Meghan and Harry in these PR pieces strikes many as unusually lavish. Phrases like "so kind" and "mirrors of each other in love and kindness" seem to be at odds with the public's existing perceptions of the couple. It's as if there's an attempt to reshape their image in a way that feels somewhat disconnected from reality. And then there's the question of who's really driving these narratives. While Harry and Meghan are often lumped together, the tone and style of these stories seem to suggest Meghan's influence. It's reminiscent of past incidents where the authenticity of her narratives was questioned. This pattern of storytelling, whether true or fabricated, continues to add layers to the public's understanding of Meghan and Harry's life. The ongoing narrative is as intriguing as it is controversial, leaving audiences eager to see what comes next. Wrapping up this intriguing tale, let's cast our minds back to some past events involving Meghan. Remember when the palace acknowledged her contributions with gratitude? Or how about the time when Meghan's marriage to Harry was celebrated in South Africa, reminiscent of the jubilations that followed Nelson Mandela's release from prison? These moments, whether real or exaggerated, add to the complexity of Meghan's public persona. It's no secret that Meghan has been accused of not being entirely truthful in her narratives. What's surprising, though, is the apparent lack of finesse in her storytelling. Despite her experience in the public eye, her tales often seem to stretch the bounds of believability. One would think that with time, her skill in crafting narratives would have honed to a fine art, making her a masterful storyteller. But the over-the-top nature of her stories leaves us questioning their credibility. This brings us to the recent story of Meghan and Harry's supposed chance encounter with a fan. It's a narrative that has raised eyebrows and invited skepticism. The question remains, do these stories really resonate with the public, or do they only serve to add more fuel to the fire of controversy surrounding the couple? As we ponder over this, it's your turn to weigh in with your thoughts. What do you make of this latest chapter in the ongoing saga of Meghan and Harry? Your opinions and perspectives are what make these discussions so enriching. So, feel free to share your thoughts and let's keep the conversation going.